Good morning, you beautiful awakening wonders. I'm going to talk about a couple of the requests, a couple of the comments that needs a little bit more clarity. So let's just jump into it, okay? Number one request was, how do you feel parts of the body? I did order another mic, by the way. My last mic just stopped working. I'm getting another one tomorrow morning. I should have it by tomorrow morning. So anyway, so how do you feel parts of the body in space? Let's say number 6, the pineal gland, the middle of your head. How do you feel that in space, right? And how do you feel the volume of a particular body part? So if he says, focus on the space behind your sternum. So between your lungs, there's this space that your heart occupies. How do you feel that? We'll talk about that. And how do I feel my entire body in space and the volume that it occupies? Okay. So a lot of people struggle with this. Now keep in mind that not everybody's really good at imagination. Not everybody lucid dream. Not everybody even dream. So, number one thing to keep in mind is, initially, when you put your attention on your chest, let's say, and you can't feel it, but if you do those meditations enough time, you're going to start feel little tingles, and you're going to start feel things in your chest, around your heart. So if you were to imagine a light ball, right? It's just light. And in that ball, there's a heart, your heart. And that is in here. Between your lungs, there's this ball of beautiful energy right around your heart. And you're focused on that ball of energy that has your heart in it. And you will start to realize over time that you're giving that specific energy center so much energy that it's getting better. It's getting better at you feeling it, you communicating with it, because this is where your meditations usually would end from, especially if you're doing coherence healing, if you're doing tuning into a different reality, turning into a future, coming up with your goals, right? What should I experience in life next? What are some of the things that I'm excited about, right? So in order for you to do that, you have to obviously focus on all of your energy centers, but especially heart. So when he says focus on your heart, that means don't focus on anything else in your body outside of this particular space. And focus on this ball of energy in your chest and pretend everything else is just empty space around you. Which it is. It doesn't look like it. Sometimes if you're a beginner in meditation, you're sitting on a chair, you're like, how am I supposed to feel like I'm floating in empty space when I'm sitting on a chair? I feel it. But you don't realize 99.99% of that chair that you're sitting on is empty space. 99.99% of the butt that is feeling the chair is empty space. So just because you can't perceive it doesn't mean it's not real. And you have to sit there with blindfolds. You know, I'll put my blindfolds on, I'll put my headset on. So now I'm reducing the sensory input of my vision, hearing outside the music. There's no distractions outside of the music that I'm hearing and the instructions that I'm receiving, let's say, if you're doing a guided meditation. And outside of that, when you don't move your body, you sit still and you focus on your body. Let's say just the entire body. So if he says, feel your body, the way I start to feel my body is, my entire body is just a white, pure light, okay? And I can feel that electric energy that is my body. So I pretend I'm just light, right? I'm just made of light, and there's just this energy, and it's doing these wave things in my body. And one thing that starts to happen with my body is that I actually starts to feel this this energetic electric wave all over my body. I feel it. And sometimes it'll be more vivid, more strong in certain parts of your body than others. And because I'm light, or I'm imagining and I'm feeling the fact that I'm light in empty black space, I'm not moving my body, so the touch of my hands eventually goes away, and I can't feel my hands anymore. In fact, when I was doing a body electric meditation laying on the floor, even though my hands were down on my thighs, for some reason I was feeling my hands like this, that I was just up here. So you will start to feel weird things, okay? And one of the things that you have to do when you feel just a little bit weirdness when you're doing your meditation is to stop analytically thinking about it, because that ruins it, brings you back to your senses, and just look at it like, okay, look at that. And just look at it like a baby looking at the world for the first time. Baby can't analyze it, can't break it down. He's just looking at it. You know how a baby will just stare at you? And he's probably thinking nothing. He's just curious. That's how you have to look at this inner world. And everything is empty space. So you have to have certain level of conviction and knowledge. And then when you get into specific meditation, sometimes they don't work. Sometimes you're getting really frustrated. Your body starts to tell you, hey, did you answer that text? Weren't you supposed to call your buddy back and all this? And that's literally your automatic programming trying to get you back into what you would normally be doing. So every time you bring your attention back, you're taming the animal. You're changing, you're using your will now, right? So you're coming out of the automatic programming. You're coming out of the subconscious programming. And when you then start to focus on your body, in space, in volume, don't focus on your body parts. In some cases, he wants you to focus on specific body part, which is the last section of the electric body meditation. And the way I picture that, because that electric body, at the end of it, you have to activate all 8 of your energy centers, which takes practice, by the way. Sometimes your awareness is like that, convergent, right? And it takes practice for you to be able to focus on multiple energy centers at the time. And what that does is it helps your awareness to expand, so you can still feel your specific body parts, you can feel your entire body, and you can picture that you're in empty space, which you are. You just have to train your body to be convinced, your subconscious mind to be convinced that this is just hologram. We're all wearing VR sets. And the idea of us doing meditation is to just drop the persona that we're playing. I'm the universe pretending to be David, right? So if I take the VR off, which is what I want to do in my meditation, I can then focus on specific energy centers, and I can also realize that now I am empty space. The 0.001% of me I have just removed, even if it's a perception of me removing it, and now I have to sit there for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, until I feel that, until I can become pure consciousness. And it's very easy to get frustrated when you're doing these meditations, but what makes it easier, what makes it bearable is knowledge. And when you guys listen to certain things of Dr. Joe Dispenza, that just doesn't make sense. When he says, well, become nothing, well, what does that mean? You know, feel your heart in space. What does that mean? So then, of course, I'm getting those comments. What does that mean? And I'm trying to explain from a layman's way that, number one, you might be pretty bad at expanding your awareness, or you might not have really good imagination of feeling something inside of your chest, a big ball of energy. That is your 4th energy center. And keeping your attention on it, right? And then if your cat walks by you and bothers you, distracts you, and then you bring that attention back to the energy of that center. And you do that over and over again, you're literally changing that energy center. It's getting evolved, it's getting better. And over time, you will start to feel it. you'll start to remove your senses and you won't feel your body anymore, and you'll still be able to feel those specific energy centers and this blackness, which is pretty easy to see. Once you have your blindfold on, you're already in the black. You can't see your body and you're supposed to feel your body. You do that enough times, your frequency will go from beta to alpha and then to theta. So you're now slowly, your body is about to go to sleep, but you have to keep your mind awake. You have to keep your mind active. That's why most people can't do meditations when they're laying down. They'll fall asleep. The idea is that you want your body to fall asleep. So you can't feel your body anymore. So now when you have your mind awake and your body asleep, it's so much easier for you to think, okay, let's focus on one particular energy center in space, right? So now you're becoming pure consciousness and you're affecting the sleeping body, and you're making changes happen in your body and your field and your life, and you're making those changes from outside of space and time. You're doing them from the quantum. And quantum is non-local. So because it's non-local, it's a thought world. Whatever you do, you're attracting it immediately. You're attracting it very, very fast. And it's not easy to become pure consciousness, guys. People that are advanced meditators, advanced students suffer with this sometimes. And there are days where they just can't do it. Because it's so hard for your subconscious mind to let you meditate sometimes. It's the automatic programming that have happened, right? One of the subscribers, you know, she's 27 and she was telling me her story, and I'll talk to her, and then if, you know, she allows me, I'll make a video on it describing some of the things that she suffered with, and we'll talk about more on what my outcome of the roadmap should be for how to progress into the evolution of the mystical being that she wants to be, or you guys want to be. But the idea is patience. When you start to harmonize, balance your energy centers, you become so kind. When you go out and you see strangers, you just feel so much love for strangers. Nothing phases you anymore. Nothing bothers you anymore. That's when you start to realize that your entire being, your hologram, your energy centers are now harmonizing. What that also means is your meditations are going to become better. Your intentions are going to become more vivid. What you want to experience, you'll be able to pull a lot easier. And now you are warming up to play with the energies and the quantum and experience things. And believe me, sometimes you get good at this, you can change things in your life literally within 5 minutes. And when my next video, I'm going to talk about working on different dreams and how the heck do I live in my future reality self. And of course, this is because sometimes you're living in lack and it's impossible to feel abundance or live in it anyway. But that's the reason why we remove ourselves from our senses so we can. But anyway, we'll get into that in the next video. But this video, I hope it helped. And I'm sure there's going to be follow-up questions, specific questions about the things that I mentioned. And please do let me know so that I can then specifically address those specific issues that you might be struggling with in meditation. This will make you very, very patient, because you're making so many changes, not only in your body, you're making changes within the field, your magnetic field. And everything is connected and talking to the quantum. So we'll work on this more. I have a couple more things that I want to talk about this, but I want to hear from you guys. And I will address the next subscriber's request in the next video, and we'll keep it going. Keep the journey going, keep the evolution going. You know you're divine. You know you're mystical. You know you're playing a role in this world. You know who you really are, which is empty space, full of frequency, full of energy, full of unbelievable things that you are. So start exploring the 99% of your existence, and you're going to start having some brain orgasms. You're going to start having some full body orgasms. And I'm only using the word orgasm because you guys can understand it. You guys can relate to it. It's so much more than that. It's magic. So, and don't be afraid when it makes you cry. It's just so much for your body to handle when those events do occur. But stop anticipating it, let them happen, let them surprise you. Because if you're going to expect it, guess what that is? It's a known. And you can't explore the unknown if you're anticipating and you're going into the known. No, let it surprise you. And just have an intention that you want to feel safe when it happens. Because, boy, it's like a freight train when it hits you. Freight train full of love, by the way. It's unbelievable. But I really hope that you guys do get to those spaces and you share it with me, as I will share more of my experiences with you guys as we move along. Anyways, I will continue with my more requests that I have. Enjoy your beautiful day. Holidays are still here. You know, New Year's is not here yet. So stay happy, stay focused, pay attention to what you're thinking, okay? Distract your negative thoughts. Bring your focus all the way back to the kindness and patience and being the divine person, being that person that can bless people just by existing near them, walking near them, because you're going to keep that magnetic field around you full of joy, full of in love with life, and kindness, patience, and just happiness. And you will start to cleanse your existence. You will start to modify your true body, your literal body, the hologram. And when that happens, nothing is ever the same. You are never the same. People are going to start to wonder if you've switched your medication. People are going to start to wonder what is up with you. Why are you so happy? Why are you so high on life? But hey, it is what it is, right? You will become so quiet, you'll become so busy being it, being that future you, in awe with life, that the more you realize, the senses gets heightened. Imagine if you can see 25% better, hear 25% more, feel 25% vividly more when you touch things. And when you do that, it's as if you're experiencing a new world. But you are now the new you. Of course you are. So, good luck, guys, and I love you.